This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place to tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, the New York Knicks take on the Memphis Grizzlies in Memphis for the second time. Now, the New York Knicks are on a 3-game winning streak, fighting to get into that play-in tournament. So this is a big game, ladies and gentlemen, because if the Knicks win tonight, they can improve their record to just 9 games below 500. And that means a lot. We'll see if they can do it. I got my man Uncle Fulio here in the building. We're going to break this one down, ladies and gentlemen. Josh, what's popping with you, man?
Salute Sam, NBK fam, the chat out there. Obviously, this is a big game for us. We won 3 in a row. We're going to try to keep that going against Memphis. A really good team. I think they have the second or third best record in the NBA right now. So this is a really good team that we're going up against on the road. And let's see if we can be able to pull it out. It's going to be tough, but we got to be able to do it.
It's going to be a tough one because the last time the Knicks played Memphis, they got smacked, big time.
Yep,
they got smacked. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can pull this one out tonight. But you know what? They're playing different now than they were then. You know what I mean? It's two different teams. I think they're more motivated. I think they're more comfortable with each other. So hopefully this can be a better game. And the Knicks, it'd be nice. It'd be pretty good for them to pull out 4 games in a row on the road.
Yep.
Then they just got to bring that energy home when they finally get back to the Garden. You know what I'm saying? But they have no choice. If they want to make that play-in, they have no choice but to bring that energy back. Let's take a look at the injury report, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, you know by now, Cam Reddish is out for the season with a shoulder sprain. Okay? The timetable for his return is 6 weeks. The season will be done, but he should be able to get a full off season's worth of work, which is going to be good for him because, Tom Thibodeau wants to make sure that his guys are in shape. So there you have it. No Cam Reddish tonight. Obi Toppin has been upgraded to questionable. Okay. Which is obviously good for the Knicks because they need some more bodies. Right now, you're looking at an 8-man rotation out there. You got the starting 5, and then Miles McBride, Jericho Sims, and Taj Gibson coming off the bench. Quickly, that's right. Miles McBride, quickly, Jericho Sims, and Taj Gibson coming off the bench. So you do need at least another guy, and that would be Obi Toppin if he's able to come back. I'm not counting on Nerlens Noel. We know Derrick Rose is out. Quentin Grimes, I think he's going to get back to practice like next Tuesday. So if he can get back to practice next Tuesday, maybe you see Quentin Grimes in a week or so. All right, but right now, Obi Toppin has been upgraded to questionable. Cam Reddish is out for the season. Quentin Grimes is out. Nerlens Noel is out. Derrick Rose is out. Josh, any quick thoughts? I know we talked about it yesterday some, but any other thoughts on Cam Reddish and then about Obi Toppin and what that'll mean to the team if he's able to play tonight?
Yeah, Obi's just another body. The Knicks have been running a little bit more lately, so they can use Obi Toppin in those situations where they want to run the floor. Obi Toppin is going to be a guy to go out and get some loose balls, stuff like that. But I don't expect him to get any type of major minutes coming down the stretch of this season. I don't think Tibbs really trusts him out there yet for that. But it is always nice to have an extra body that you can throw out there for foul trouble. Mitch has been prone to fouls in the past. Jericho Sims prone to foul, so it'll just be another body to have out there to supplement what we already have at the center/power forward position.
Yeah, I think that having Obi Toppin out there, when and if it arises, it's going to allow the Knicks to be able to go small. I mean, they can go small without him being out there, but I like it better when he's out there and they go small and they have Julius Randle at the center spot.
Yeah.
And he's playing the 4 spot instead of putting Julius Randle at the center and RJ Barrett at the 4, right? Because then that's really, really small. You know what I mean? Because then now you're talking about Alec Burks, Manuel Quickly, Evan Fournier out there on the floor. With Obi, not only do you get the height because he's 6'9", 6'8", 6'9", but you also get the leaping ability, when you go small, and the quickness. So even though you're smaller in height, you still have his leaping ability, which still gives you an advantage, I think, on those boards when other teams go small. Not that other teams don't have people that can jump, but, Obi Toppin, his jumping ability, I think it gives the Knicks advantage when they go small. So I'm looking forward to him coming back. I don't know if it's going to be tonight, but when he does come back, Tom Thibodeau may inch him into the lineup. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. Hamstrings can be tricky, right? If you just throw him out there, you may re-aggravate it. I'm pretty sure that before they get him out there, he would have gone through a couple of scrimmages, or I don't know how much they're getting a chance to scrimmage, but they would have put him through some tests to make sure that his hamstring is strong enough to handle it. But still, it's nothing like getting out there on the floor, and you'll probably see him when he's not playing. He'll have a lot of time on the bike, but that right there is the injury report for the New York Knicks. Yeah, give me a second. I had it up, the injury report for the Memphis Grizzlies. I got to pull it back up. But I don't suspect that they have a ton of people out today. I'm not sure. I'm pulling it up right now. Excuse me maybe I'm not pulling it up because I'm waiting for it to update. So as soon as it updates, I'll get back to the Memphis Grizzlies injury report. But you know what we got for the New York Knicks right now. All right. And we got Cornerstone Kev jumping into the building.
Hey guys, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. How you feeling?
Okay. Can't complain.
Doesn't sound like you're using your headphones, the microphone that's on your headphones right now. Sounds like it's coming through something else. So you might want to check that.
Yeah, so I don't know what to do. I mean, just some logistics headset. I don't know what it is, Sam. I really don't.
Go into the settings. It's
which I do. Yeah.
Technology. Go into the settings and make sure it's using the right headphones. That's all. Just go in there and make sure it's using the right headphones. That's all I'm saying, Cornerstone Cab. Looking at the starting lineups for tonight, the projected starting lineups for tonight. For the Knicks, Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. And for the Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, Zaire Williams, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams. Uncle Fulio, while we're waiting for Cornerstone Kev to get his headphones connected correctly, your thoughts on the lineups. And, of course, we're going to go back and look at the last game, but your thoughts on the lineup, on these two lineups.
Yeah, Memphis has a really good young lineup. I think they complement each other really well. Obviously, they're going to be led by Ja Morant. He's the initiator. He's a starter for everything of what they do. But they got some really good shooters, really good defenders on that wing. Jaren Jackson is a beast. I think he's going to be a future All-Star in this league. And then Steven Adams is just a juggernaut down there in the paint. Just a big guy that can go out and grab rebounds. So this lineup is tough. Like, no question about it. And it's going to be difficult for us to defend these guys and match up against them, because just like we had guys that can be able to switch, these guys can do that seamlessly between Williams and Jackson and Bane and Williams. And they got some guys who can defend and play well. So, and this is the number one, they forced the most steals in the NBA, right? Number one rebounding team in the NBA and number one steals team in the NBA. So they're tough.
Yeah. And just real quick, the injury report for the Memphis Grizzlies, for the most part, the only person that's out is Dillon Brooks. He's doubtful with a left ankle sprain. So, they're coming into this game healthy. All right, they're coming in pretty healthy. And look, I agree with you about the Memphis Grizzlies lineup, man. That start five is young. They're athletic. They're fast. You know, they're springy. You know what I mean? And it gives a lot of people trouble. And that's the reason why, you know, right now, they're the number 2 team in the NBA record-wise. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they just got a nice lineup, nice chemistry, tough team to beat. I do think the Knicks can, you know, I think that the Knicks are able to compete with the Memphis Grizzlies. I get worried about, you know, saying, yeah, they could beat them, but I think they can compete. I feel like they just have, the matchups don't work with the Knicks, in my opinion. So, I think the Knicks, like, really have to battle, you know, to get this one going. Kev, I don't know what's happening with you, man.
You still can't. What is it sounding like now? What is it sounding like?
Everything.
You're I mean, I did exactly what you said. I went to settings, did the echo thing, and it seems like I'm still.
I don't know. It's good enough. Something. It's good enough. Kind of sound underwater a little bit, but it's good enough. You're good. You're good. You're
underwater.
Good. All right. You're good.
All right.
All right.
Just real quick with this game, I don't like this game for us at all. Only because of us being a little bit understaffed, but
undermanned.
Also,
undermanned.
Yeah, understaffed, undermanned. You know, under something. but no. Honestly, I'm just looking. I know we'll get into the matchups and everything, but I'm just looking particular at one player playing up against Ja Morant, and I'll just leave it at that because I know we'll get to him. So that's about it. All but right. I don't like the matchup for us tonight.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, listen, you know, the Knicks have talent. I don't know if they have as much talent. They're gonna have to play defense. They're gonna have to rebound the basketball. They're gonna have to play hungry. They're gonna have to be more hungry than the Memphis Grizzlies tonight, in my opinion, if they want to pull this game out. They gotta come out hungry. They've been doing that the last few games, though, right? They've come out hungry, or when they did get down, they stormed back in the third quarter because they came out hungry, right? You can't afford to get down to this team. Got to come out hungry right off the tip. So let's look at some potential matchups. All right, defensive matchups for the New York Knicks. We'll start right off the top with the matchup of the night. Right, the matchup of the night, R.J. Barrett and Ja Morant. Now, Ja Morant may not guard R.J. Barrett, but R.J. Barrett will most likely guard Ja Morant. He did in the previous game, okay? And for all intents and purposes, he did a pretty good job. And this is the Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so make sure you go to thrivefantasy.com, use the code NBK, and you get a 100% match of your first deposit up to $100. In the first game, versus the Memphis Grizzlies, R.J. Barrett, he had 23 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. He shot 41.2% from the field. He shot 25% from 3 and 72.7% from the free throw line. Ja Morant, he had 23 points, 4 rebounds, but he had 9 assists. He shot 33% from the field, 33% from 3, and 62.5% from the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Thrive Fantasy matchup of the night. Remember, R.J. Barrett will probably guard Ja Morant, but I'm not sure Ja Morant's going to guard R.J. Barrett. We'll see how that works out. But still, this is the matchup of the night. Josh, your thoughts on this matchup?
So, yeah, Sam, I agree. I think that's probably what's going to happen. RJ is going to guard Ja Morant. And I think this might be a little bit of an advantage for the Knicks, not specifically that matchup, but the fact that you can put an Alec Burks on a Zaire Williams or Desmond Bane. I think the Knicks have that ability to be able to switch, like what Thibodeau has been trying to do the last few games, switch onto those matchups or what have you. And I think that goes in the Knicks' favor just a little bit. However, obviously, RJ versus Ja Morant. Ja Morant currently is in the conversation for MVP. I don't know if he's going to win it, but he is at that level, and has definitely taken his game to the next level. So has RJ Barrett. So we'll see. I mean, I believe the last game, Ja Morant didn't shoot that great from the field, but he still had a pretty good game overall. Still had his normal, highlight dunk or what have you. So we just got to do our best to stop him. And then once we do that, hopefully we can be able to limit the 3-pointers from Williams and from the Baines and, get some rebounds. But I think this is going to be a matchup. And as of right now, I'm going to call it a wash. I'm going to give RJ Barrett the benefit of the doubt in that respect. And let's see what happens.
I think it's going to be a wash, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Josh, with John Morant, top 5 MVP voting? Top 5?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay. Think it's going to be a wash. That's interesting. Andy, what's going on, man? Got your audio connected?
Hear me?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for that. If I'm on my tablet because my computer crashed. I had to buy a new hard drive. So sorry for the technical difficulties. Probably going to be good tomorrow.
It's Putin. Putin cracked it.
Please stand by.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, Josh. Maybe it's the U.S. Army stationing here. They don't want any cameras towards them. So. Yes, and listen, this game is going to be hard, like you guys said in the first words of the podcast. It's really going to be a hard game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hard game. What do you think about this matchup, RJ Barrett and John Morant?
I think they're not going to go versus one another personally as the pair, but if I had to choose one, I'm not gonna lie, I think I would go with Ja. But I'm still happy with RJ. Listen, we could have Zion, which, if he would be in the Knicks jersey and he would be playing the same amount of games that he is playing as a Pelican, and ESPN would eat us every day, every single day, reminding us, that we made the wrong choice. We're a bad franchise, bad management, bad coaching, bad everything, bad janitors in the MSG. So, that would be the case. So I'm still happy with RJ. Like I said, man, if I could, take Ja, I think I would take Ja, before RJ. But listen, the season, like Kev said earlier, Ja might be top 5, maybe not top 5 MVP, but top 10, that's for sure. And listen, he might be high in the most improved player category as well. Listen, we knew that he's going to be good, but I don't think, people envision him having this kind of a season this year. I think he's leading those Memphis Grizzlies to one of the top 4 seeds in the West. And for a young team like that, that's a pretty good accomplishment.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great accomplishment. Listen, right now, the Memphis Grizzlies are 45-22. They're battling with the Golden State Warriors for that second spot. The Utah Jazz are just behind the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors, 3 games behind both teams. But right now they got the second best record in the league.
And then just to mention, listen, they're one of the youngest teams in the league.
Yeah.
And listen, they're battling with Golden State Warriors, which have 3 all-star, probably max contract players.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
That's that's something. That's an accomplishment in itself, right?
It is. No doubt about that. It is. But ladies and gentlemen, RJ Barrett, Ja Morant, matchup of the night. I think we will see RJ Barrett guarding Ja Morant. I don't know if you're going to see Ja Morant guarding RJ Barrett. In the last game, RJ Barrett guarded Ja Morant. Right off the tip, boom, he was right there. So we'll see how that goes. Our next matchup, and I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go. It's going to be Evan Fournier on Desmond Bane or Alec Burks on Desmond Bane and Evan Fournier on Zaire Williams. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. But Uncle Fulio, but we'll talk about those two. We'll talk about Evan Fournier and Alec Burks and Desmond Bane and Zaire Williams, all together, right? How do you see that matchup going?
Well, Bane is another one of those guys who, really good defensively. Not as long, right? He's not that long, but he's just had so much skills defensively, kind of like a Quentin Grimes, like just instincts defensively that can be able to guard either 2s and 3s in the NBA. Not to mention he's a really good shooter, right? So you always have to be beware of that. I think he was in a 3-point contest, if I'm not mistaken, right? So He's just a guy that can go out there and hoop. And Zaire Williams, another one of those guys, really young, that can be able to go out and defend, switch on to people. So it's going to be tough for Burks and Fournier. I know a lot of fans really haven't been liking what they've been seeing from these guys this season, but they got to show up. They got to be able to knock down shots. Hopefully Fournier can do a little bit more getting to the basket. I've seen him do a lot more of that lately, instead of settling for jump shots. Whenever that jump shot is there off the dribble handoff, he's been taking it. So as long as he can knock his shot down, I think we'll have a chance. But to be honest, I really like those two guys, Bane and Williams, against anyone the Knicks throw out there at the 2 or 3 position.
Yeah, let me tell you, Zaire Williams had a field day with his last game. He was knocking down threes all over the board. You know what I mean? And it was frustrating as heck.
Yep.
The way he was having a field day with us in the last game. Steph, what's going on with you? How you feeling? Oh, you're muted, Steph.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm back home. I'm back in New York. Kev, Josh, Andy, Sim, appreciate you.
Back in the New York groove.
Yes, I am. Yeah, I mean, listen, Zaire went off on us the first time. Listen, the Knicks should have that under control. He's a very athletic guy. I kind of get that, but he's a rookie. He's up and down. I'd be interested to see how he's been doing since then. So I'm not particularly worried about him. Desmond Bane, is a good shooter. And I know a lot of people are down on Evan Fournier, but in my opinion, Evan Fournier has been playing well for us. He has his inconsistent games like the rest of the Knicks, but overall, Fournier is doing okay. So I think if Fournier comes to play, if he's aggressive and he's hitting his shots, it could be a wash. Defensively, I don't think, obviously Desmond Bane is a better defender than he is, but offensively, it could be a wash.
Right. And, Kev is just holding on to old pain. Because Evan Fournier has been playing well lately. You got to, come on, Kev.
More than lately, though.
He's been playing well lately. Come on,
hurts my heart. Because I was boosting this guy all before the season started, and he let me down.
But he's been playing well.
I don't.
The last 2 months.
You know what? Honestly, in all seriousness, you are right. I got to give him a break because he has been playing. He's been playing well for us. He's been playing well, and as of late, Alex Burks has been playing well for us. So, you're right. I'm gonna give him his, as they say, give him his flowers. Because I've liked what I've been seeing. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, so as far as the matchups are concerned, do you think Evan Fournier guards Desmond Bane or does Alec Burks guard Desmond Bane? Which one guards Zaire Williams? How do you think that's going to go?
I don't know. I honestly don't know because right now, I don't know what Tibbs is. I mean, I know he's stubborn and everything, but I don't know where Tibbs is going to go.
But where would you go? I would put Burks on Bane and I would put Fournier on
I'll go that way.
Williams.
Yeah, I would do that.
And hoping that, being that he's a rookie, he would be inconsistent.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with that.
Right.
I'm going to roll exactly what you just said.
Okay. Andy, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yes, I was thinking that I was going to have to do this Stein effect, that Kev's mic is, again, bad when he was talking about Fournier. Whatever. But listen, I'm with Steph with the matchup thing. I think Fournier will be on Zaire and Burks is going to be on Bane. Unless, there will try to, Tibbs is going to try to start out, RJ on Bane and Burks and Manja. But I think it's going to be pretty much, switching through the whole game.
Right.
So those three, 1 to 3 positions is going to be really rotated, depending on the foul situation, depending on listen, the Memphis Grizzlies, I think last game, they scored 46 fast break points. So there's not going to be time, to set up the defense and stuff like that. Who's the closest to the other guy is going to be defending him. So we're probably not going to see those, great kind of matchups. And I don't think Memphis Grizzlies are a team that you can actually try to force your pace versus them. Listen, Ja is like, he doesn't have the speed limit on him. He's gonna go from 1 to 60 miles per hour like every time he has the ball. So I think it's more about containing their fast break positions than actually matching up one versus another.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
But exactly. So if you ask me if there's a situation where there's like a positional offense, I think Fournier is going to be on Williamson, and Burks is going to be on Dane or Morant. But I think that's going to be a rare situation.
Yeah. We will see. It's going to be interesting. Wow, 46 fast break points. Sheesh. Yeah. If the Knicks allow that to happen, in trouble. In trouble.
Yeah.
Big time in trouble if the Knicks allow that to happen. Big time. The next matchup, this is another one of my Thrive Fantasy matchups of the night. Julius Randle, Jaren Jackson Jr. Jaren Jackson Jr. is a young guy, man. This guy can really, really ball. He can really hoop. The last time that the Knicks and Memphis played, I'm gonna get to you in a second, caller. The last time that the Knicks and Memphis played, Julius Randle, he had 18 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists. He only shot 39% from the field and 16.7% from three. And he shot 60% from the free throw line. Jaren Jackson Jr., 26 points, 10 rebounds, only 1 assist. He shot 57.1% from the field. And he also shot 57.1% from the three-point line. And then he was 85.7% from the free throw line. Listen, this is a tough matchup right here for Julius Randle. And obviously, like Andy said, there's going to be a lot of switching and getting back on defense and transition, et cetera, et cetera. But when it breaks down into a half-court set, I think, this will definitely be the assignment. And it's a tough one, without a doubt. It's a tough one for Julius Randle. Hopefully he's up for the task. Josh, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, we need a turnover less Randle today, right? Because Memphis, they're, like I said, number 1 team in the NBA as far as steals are concerned. And as Andy pointed out, they can easily turn that into transition buckets, no problem, right? So I want to see RJ Barrett with the ball in his hands a little bit more, take it away from Julius. And Julius is still going to do him. He's still going to go out and get his. I do want to see an attacking Julius, attack the basket, see if he can get some fouls, and try to go at it that way. But we can't afford, long jump shot, missed, by Julius leading to a fast break opportunity. We just can't afford that tonight. So I'm going to go with Randle. I'm going to be a homer and go with Randle on this one. I'm going to take the experience, and I'm going to take the all NBA Randle that we've been seeing lately for Jaren Jackson. But make no mistake, it's still going to be a tough matchup nonetheless.
Yeah, no doubt. Steph?
I'm going with Randle, especially the Randle of late. One thing about Jaren Jackson, he's on my fantasy team, so I watch him a lot and I follow his stats a lot. He disappears, and he also gets into foul trouble as well. The Randle the way Randle has been playing the past 2-3 games, if he does that, he can definitely win this matchup. The other thing is when Randle is engaged, he's a really good on-ball defender. Now, he's given up some height to Jackson, no doubt about it. But when he's engaged, and I think he will be, I think he'll be up into him. I think Randle wins this matchup based on how he's been playing of late.
Yeah, he's been playing with a lot of energy of late, a lot of energy. Let me get to a caller, then I'm going to come around to Kev and Andy. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Salute to Josh, a.k.a. Uncle Fulio. Salute the Queen's Court. Salute Andy. Salute Sam, Tricky Nicky from Michigan. Salute Cornerstone.
What's going on, Tricky? What's your thoughts on this matchup, man? Julius Randle, Jaren Jackson Jr.
I'm with Josh and Steph on this one. I feel like Randle lately, he I wouldn't say like a puncher's chance, I think Jaren Jackson did that with him earlier this year.
Okay.
I think Randle's out to get him now, prove a point. I think Randle will dominate him.
Wow.
My main concern, though, is how John Morant is getting off those screens with Steven Adams. So I'm more curious to see what Mitch does with him.
Yeah, we're gonna get to Mitch and Steve.
I know you're gonna get to Mitch, but what I'm saying is that's my concern.
Okay.
But if you want to ask me, I think Randle will bring it to him, and I hope he does. I hope he drives the ball. I hope he's attacking the rim against him.
Right. Okay.
Putting his shoulder in, leaning in a little bit.
I agree with you. So let's get to Mitchell Robinson and Steven Adams and talk about that screen and roll a little bit and how you think it needs to be defended.
Well, I think if you got Deuce in, we can defend it. I don't know if we can, and RJ too. I will give RJ that credit.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you got Deuce and RJ just terrorizing Ja Morant, and you got Steven Adams in there setting those screens, if Mitch can be physical with him, like set the tone, like I'm not talking just like normal, oh, this is where I go, this is what I'm doing, he's got to run back to the rim after a screen pick and roll. I'm talking you check him once, check him twice. You know what I'm saying? I want him to be physical and set the tone for New York. And I think if Mitch can do that against Steven Adams, because Steven Adams, don't forget, that's their enforcer.
Right.
We need one of our own.
Right. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know if we got one of our own. When Julius Randle tried to be an enforcer, he got kicked out the game. I don't know if he was trying to be an enforcer or not, but
well, see, that's where emotions took over. My point is, you can be physical and you can be punishing an opponent, but you don't have to let it go too far.
Right.
You can still do it.
I hear you. Tricky, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call. We're going to get around to the rest of the panel, talk about Mitchell Robinson and Steven Adams and how we...
Hey, I love you guys. Hey, I'm starting a podcast.
Okay.
Just if you could announce it. It's Tricky Nicky Live.
Okay.
Anybody subscribe? I won't be on very often, maybe once a week, but that's it.
All right.
And Andy, I love you. Andy, I love you. You always got that little smirk on your face. You're funny. You're funny, but your takes are really good.
You know why he has a smirk on his face? Because he's always messing with me. That's why he has a smirk on his face.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Kevin's in the chat.
All right. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
All right, Tricky. We appreciate you, man. And we'll be checking out the podcast as well. Andy, that screen and roll, Steven Adams, Ja Morant. Obviously, Mitchell Robinson is going to be guarding Steven Adams. How would you defend it?
Sam, this is a really tough decision, and I think you got to try a couple of tactics here. One, I think you have to cut off Ja's basically first step driving to the hoop. So if he wants to play the screen and roll, if you want to foul him or let's call it rush him up, you have to do it before he picks up the ball, so he isn't having that shooting situation. You rather foul him if he's gonna take that dribble, so top of the screen, then you try to foul him. If he goes down the hill, I think you gotta cross your fingers and hope he ain't gonna make that hoop, because I don't think stopping him with Mitch or with Deuce is gonna work. I think he's way too fast for any of our guys. Icing him out at the top might work, but I think they really are going to adjust to any defense that we throw at him. So we have to juggle it, rotate it, and try different stuff.
Boom. Boom.
No.
Boom. I wish I had a bomb explosion sound right now. Boom. That's exactly what I'm saying. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. You got to try.
I hope it ain't for... Yeah.
Well,
I hope he ain't for Cavs finger wag, because he ain't no Dikembe Mutombo. but yeah, different stuff. I mean, different ways.
maybe you take 1 or 2 possessions and you throw an early trap at half court to get the ball out of his hands.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes off of that screen and roll in certain areas of the floor, strategic areas of the floor, and maybe you do it. I don't care if it's RJ or Deuce that's guarding them. Maybe right off that screen, you send a trap right off the screen, right? So you got Mitch and Deuce or Mitch and RJ trapping right off the screen, get the ball out of his hands, different things. And you don't have to do it time and time again. You switch up on different possessions, and how you guard it so that he doesn't get used to one thing happening all the time, and you don't give him that chance to adjust to it. Just continuously throwing different types of defenses at John Morant to try to get the ball out of his hands. Sometimes it's one-on-one. Sometimes you sending a double, just different ways to keep him thinking out there and guessing.
Yeah, and Sim, just two more things.
Yeah.
One, it's always like with the great pick and roll plays, like we're talking about the Philadelphia 76ers pick and roll. Julius Randle has to be active on the help defense because he might close, passing lanes and drives to the hoop. And listen, the worst thing that can happen in that pick and roll, if Ja splits it, with the dribble, then you just don't touch him. Just let him, get that done because it's going to be an and one. If he splits that, after the screen, if he gets past that screen and splits it with the dribble, you just, turn around and go for the offensive hoop.
Right.
Forget about that.
Sam, this is the importance of Taj Gibson, though, right? Taj Gibson is our best pick and roll defending big man.
True.
He is. Listen, and people, the smartest one. And people don't want to hear that. People are saying, no, they don't want to see Taj out there. But this is why you have a guy like that on this current roster right now, because I don't think Mitchell Robinson is at the level of Taj Gibson IQ-wise when it comes to defending the pick and roll. Taj Gibson is the best at hedging the pick and roll, recovering, getting back to his man. And Mitchell Robinson is just not at that level yet. So I expect to see a lot of Taj Gibson tonight. A lot of Taj Gibson, no matter what the fans think.
Yeah. And
I mean,
go ahead. No, Steph, go ahead. You the queen.
The only thing I would say about Mitch is that because of his height, he can show and hopefully, make things a bit difficult. And Steven Adams is not a rim runner, right? He's not somebody that, if Mitch comes up and shows big, that he's going to lob it up for him. However, if he passes it around, he's still pretty good at converting underneath the basket. I think you're right. Taj is one of our better players, in my opinion, just in terms of how he's been playing this season, just being in the right spots. And I agree with you. People don't like to see him, but it's a different game when Taj is out there. It's sharper. It's, the offense runs, a bit better. But Taj height-wise, I think, that,
And Kev, I'm gonna get to you. Just let me make one comment. Kaiser Soul said, I don't want to trap Ja. He thinks that's dumb because he's a passer and they got shooters. And I agree. They do got shooters, and he can pass the basketball, right? But if he penetrates to the basket, he's also going to kick the ball out to shooters, right? So either way, he's probably going to find some shooters. Now, if you're playing it correctly, and we've seen the Knicks do this before this season, right? They did it last game against Luka, where Julius Randle blitzed Luka, right? And he blitzed him out high so that when Luka was able to get the ball over to whoever is open, right? It was out high. They were able to recover. You know what I'm saying? And I think you can do the same thing. And I'm not talking about doing it on every single possession. What I'm talking about, he steps over the court, right? You send somebody coming towards him, he's probably going to get it to the middle with Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson's got to turn and look. You got guys playing in the passing lanes. You got time to recover. You know what I'm saying? But this gets the ball out of his hands and makes somebody else beat you. You know what I mean? Instead of him, coming down the court, having a chance to go one-on-one and go to the cup every single time. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're going to say, hey, RJ, you got to guard Ja. Try to keep him in front of you. Deuce, you got to guard Ja, try to keep him in front of you. But that's a tough task. That's a really tough task. So I think you got to throw different types of defenses at him. I'm not saying do it every single time. And if you get burnt once or twice, then you say, okay, maybe this ain't the one to use. But I think you got to try to throw different things at him and not just settling on going one-on-one the whole game, because I think you'll get burnt that way.
No doubt.
Okay. So here's what I'll say. With regards to guarding John Morant, I think the only guy on our team that can handle sticking him is Deuce. If you look the way Deuce moves through the pick and rolls and everything, he stays with his man, and I think he's going to really do the job on John Morant. I think John Morant will probably get his off, but I think he'll have a tough time doing it against a Deuce McBride. The reason why I say that is because
the last time the Knicks played him, he got his off, but he had a tough time doing it. He had 23 points and he only shot.
Yeah, but he wasn't. But Deuce didn't play that game. I don't think he played that game. I mean,
but he still shot 33%. So we still did a good job.
I understand, but I think Deuce is more of an on-ball defender than anybody else that we have on our team. I think he's better at doing it. And if you look at the games that we've played, I mean, I know it's been only Sacramento and what was it? The Clippers as well. Mm-hmm. Deuce has held his own against whoever he's sticking. He really has. And I'm not asking Deuce to score like 10 or 15 points or that. That'd be nice. That'd be the gravy for us right now because he's a rookie. But his defense has been on point in these last 2 games. And
I agree.
And I'll say one more thing.
I don't think he's shutting him down. You need a team.
I don't think he's shutting him. No, you can't shut him down. But you can make it very, very, very difficult for him. And I think Deuce McBride is that person.
Well,
that's all. So go ahead, Josh.
He's part of it. He's not that part of it. Right. He's part of it.
But see, I think you're selling him. I think you're selling him short a little bit.
I'm not selling him short. I'm giving praises to Ja. He's a tough. There's a ton of guys in the league. There's a ton of guys in the league that can play defense, and they all try to play defense on Ja, and he's still getting what he's getting.
Okay, so we'll see tonight.
It's got to be a team effort. You can't just rely on Deuce. It's got to be a team effort.
Right.
Go ahead,
and along those lines, I'm sorry, my bad, Clean. Along those lines, Deuce McBride, his role really right now is to go out and eat some fouls, play good defense, eat fouls, play tough, right? That role is better suited for him coming off the bench, being the backup point guard as of right now. I'm not saying that's what he's always
absolutely
as of right now, and that's what he's doing, and he's doing that well. Just like you said, he's defending well. He can defend on the ball well, but right now he's fouling a little bit too much. Right now, that's best suited for him.
Yeah, I mean, because when you think about it,
starting off the game against John Morant,
right? Because when you think about it, the steals that we've been getting when he's on the floor, I mean, it won't say it, but he's disrupting whoever he's sticking. And when that person passes the ball, to whoever, we're either getting a steal or getting a nice rebound when they make a missed shot.
Yeah,
I think a lot of that has to do with Deuce, mixing it up and disrupting everything.
I agree.
I agree. Coming off the bench, and his current role coming off the bench, that's what makes it
right. Yes.
But listen. McBride, like anybody else, is going to get picked off.
Yeah.
Even if he's not, I mean, I like the way he gets skinny and comes around, and comes off the screens, but it's going to have to be a team defense. The last time we played them, the Knicks did a good job. He shot 33%. So with McDeuce is going to shoot 22%. Listen, Deuce is doing what we're asking him to do. But as a team, you're going to have a team concept to stop any of these guys in the NBA. And if the Knicks think they're just going to put RJ or Deuce McBride on Morant and that's going to get it done, we lost the game already.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Kaiser Soul summed it up pretty well. Let me see if I can get up. There he goes. It says, there's no one player guarding Ja. You have to treat him like Giannis and form a wall, make Ja shoot long jumpers.
Correct.
Yeah, make him have to shoot the ball.
Don't have Frank.
You know what I mean? And make him have to shoot the ball. From time to time, he can even get hot shooting the ball. You know what I mean? So then you got to have, if he does get hot shooting the ball, then you got to have a strategy for that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's no one guy that's going to guard him and shut him down.
I'm not saying shut him down. No one can shut out John Morant except John Morant. All right? Okay. But what I am saying is he's... Out of everybody on the team, I think Deuce is a better on-ball defender and a better, getting around the screen type of player than anybody else that we have on it. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. But here's two things. And then we'll move on to something else. But like you say, getting around the screen, right? You might even want to go under the screen with Ja if you want to make him shoot. Right? Because if you go over the screen, Ja's going to get that corner on you. And
I agree.
now either he's switching off with Mitchell Robinson and whoever's guarding Steven Adams or whoever's setting the screen, right? Switching off with Mitchell Robinson or, whoever that person is and going on one-on-one with that person. Or you got a big guy now trying to post up Deuce or RJ or whatever it is. Either way, it's gonna be tough. This is the reason why you got to throw multiple people at him. Because if you go over that screen, you might be letting them get around the corner, and you might be in trouble. You go under the screen, he may or may not be knocking down the 3-ball. So it's got to be different ways. There's got to be different ways.
When John Morant sees an Evan Fournier, he's like, yeah, this is all mine.
Right.
When he sees a McBride, he's gonna be like,
right.
Okay,
so what I'm saying to you though, Kev, is this is why it has to be a team effort.
Wow.
Because if Evan Fournier is guarding Zaire Williams, and Josh says, Zaire, come set the screen, so that they can form a switch and now get Evan Fournier guarding John Morant. Right? Because getting over those, even if you go over the screen and you fight over that screen, which Deuce does a really good job doing, you still might allow Ja to get the corner because the screen is there to slow you up. And Ja Morant is fast enough to hit that corner, so someone is still going to have to help out. So there still might be a switch, even if it's for a second. So it's just very tough. This is why we're saying it's got to be a team effort on Ja Morant.
Right.
Right.
He dropped 52 on DeJounte Murray. I'm just saying, we're going to have to do it as a team.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly.
I love me some DeJounte Murray. So
the previous game, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks lost to the Memphis Grizzlies in the previous game, 120-108. The Memphis Grizzlies, 51 rebounds, out-rebounded the Knicks. They had 30 assists. The Knicks had 23 assists. 11 steals for the Memphis Grizzlies, 5 for the Knicks, 5 blocks for the Grizzlies, 10 for the Knicks. Only 9 turnovers for the Grizzlies. They didn't shoot particularly well from the field, but they shot well from the three-point line. They shot 43% from the field, but they shot 41% from the three-point line, and there was 70% from the free throw line. The Knicks shot 43.2% from the field, 33% from three, and 76.9% from the free throw line. Look, they got guys who can shoot the ball, but, you can't let guys like Zaire Williams have 23 points on you if you're going to beat this team. You know what I mean? You just can't. You got to stop that guy from getting loose, knocking down those threes, and whatever they were doing, Julius Randle started out guarding Jaren Jackson Jr., but somehow, some way, he would get switched and be in a situation where he had to close out on Zaire Williams, and Zaire Williams was knocking him out. Boom, because he wasn't hitting those closeouts. The Knicks got to figure that out tonight. You know what I'm saying? Or it'll be another one of these games. Anything, Andy, I'll come to you. Anything about these numbers that stick out to you?
Listen, we had the double-digit advantage. Sorry, not double-digit, but they have twice as much blocks. Listen, they're a team that are also attacking the paint, right? So Mitch playing at least most of the minutes at the center position is going to definitely help us. Then again, they also shoot at a great three-point percentage, right? So we got to close out basically every of those guys. So, I think those are the stats that we have to look for as far as, the game. Winning the rebounding battle also would help. But I think, just the shooting percentage is probably the key to this game.
Yeah. Josh?
Limit turnovers. This is key to the games, right? So I'm sorry. I was.
Yeah. Well, I was just asking, anything about the numbers that I read off that stick out to you?
Yeah, their shooting ability. They're shooting the last game. I know overall Memphis didn't shoot that great, but Zaire Williams shot 60% from three. Jaren Jackson shot 57 from three. Desmond Bane, who I would say is their best three-point shooter, only shot 36. But then you got D'Anthony Melton off the bench that shot 4 for 6 from three-point range, right? So limit their ability to knock down the three ball, close out. I like the fact that we're starting to switch a little bit more, so that's going to make it a little bit tougher for them. Try to force them to go inside, and force everything down the mix so he can go out and block some shots. But we got to be able to limit their ability to knock down that three ball, close out, close hard, and force them to get off their spots.
Yeah, definitely. Steph?
Yeah, finally a team or a game where we shot better from the free throw line. I think we have to, and I don't think they're a great 3-point shooting team, but I think if I remember correctly, but they got really, really hot that game, and every loose ball
Right.
seemed to fall into their hands, and they would just pull up and hit. So hopefully that won't be the case. But that's what stands out, that they shot 41% at 3-point percentage. We got to do a better job. But they were particularly hot that game.
Right. They were really hot that game. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to continue to shoot that way tonight. I hope not. You know what I mean? I hope not. Kev? You're muted, Kev.
You dreaming about McBride and Ja.
Yeah, you should leave him muted, Sam.
Y'all are some bad people. Bad people. As I was saying, looking at the statistics, the one thing that's standing out to me is the steals. They had 11 to our 5. We got to cut down on the turnover thing because we had 15. So I wish I could find out, how many points that was off our turnovers. That's one thing. And then the second thing is, we were right there with them, rebounding and everything. They had 51, we had 48. So we're like, I guess, 3 rebounds behind them and everything. I'm looking for Mitch to have a solid game. I really am. I've been liking his activity. I've been liking the way he's playing. I think he'll have his hands full just a little bit with Adams, but I really like the way he's been playing. There's just something about this team right now in these 3 games, even though we lost Cam Reddish, and we're going to find out, how we function, without another wing coming off, because we don't have him, we don't have Grimes, so that's going to be, real interesting. But I just like the way this team has been, moving the ball and going to the basket instead of just settling just for jump shots.
Right.
And I think it's going to be tough tonight, but I haven't said this in a while. I like our chances.
Okay. All right. And by the way, the Memphis Grizzlies had 10 points off the Knicks' 15 turnovers.
Oh, this is
All right, the Knicks had 17 points off of their 9 turnovers.
Wow.
All right, and the Knicks got down 35-27 in the first quarter. The lead was 12 at halftime. All right, for the Memphis Grizzlies. At the end of the third quarter, the Grizzlies led by 13, and the Knicks outscored them by 1 in the fourth quarter. It wasn't like it was just a. It was just.
It wasn't a beatdown like Denver.
It wasn't that kind of a beatdown. It wasn't that kind of a beatdown. You know what I mean? Actually, the Grizzlies did have a 19-point lead at one point during the game.
Okay.
Right, but if the Knicks shoot a little bit better,
which I think they will,
and they stop the Grizzlies from shooting from 3 like they did last time, they can even the game out in that manner.
Right.
You know what I mean? Obviously, it's much easier said than done. But
real quick, I didn't hear the injury. I didn't hear the injury report for Memphis. Who's the guy that's like their Energizer bunny? Who's always
Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks. Is he playing tonight?
No, he's out.
Nope.
He's out. Okay, good.
He's doubtful. Right. He's doubtful.
He's doubtful. Yeah. Because believe it or not, I know Ja's Ja, but Dylan Brooks is man.
I like him too.
I love his game. Yeah. I'm sorry, and I always cringe whenever we're playing against him and everything. But he's out. That still doesn't. I'm a little bit confident with him out the game.
Right.
Because he's a terror. He's a terror.
The Memphis Grizzlies normally shoot 34% from the 3-point line. If the Knicks can keep them to their average, from the 3-point line, maybe hold them down below their normal field goal percentage, you could change the way that this game looks, I think. So, we'll see. Much easier said than done, obviously, especially if there's a team that just has good matchups against you, it could be trouble. It could be tough.
Can I ask a question of the panel?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, co-host.
With the way Cam Reddish was playing and the way McBride is playing, do you think Tibbs missed some opportunities of getting these guys in sooner?
No.
No,
Okay.
I mean, it
Okay.
just
All right.
not really.
Okay.
Not really.
All right.
I don't. Let me get to the caller here. Caller, you're live. Tell me your name and where you're from, please.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
This is JT. I'm calling from Seattle,
going
Emerald
on?
City, coming at you live.
What's going on, JT? Appreciate you, bro.
Seattle.
Appreciate y'all. So, I mean, to kind of rewind back real quick, I think Cornerstone, you said, I feel like we talking about whether the Deuce should start, come off the bench. Honestly, in a game like this, I agree with Josh, where if you start Deuce, he's just going to foul out in like the second quarter. So you got to bring him off the bench.
Oh no, caller, real quick, caller. No, I wasn't saying he should start. I wasn't saying that. I wasn't saying that at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Yeah.
All right, let's put it.
He backtracking already, man.
They should close
Did
the
not
game
say
out.
that. You know.
Go ahead, caller. Go ahead.
Depending on which way the game goes, but no, I feel it. But for the keys to the game, like, so I was like looking at this game versus the last game,
Mm-hmm.
and I was looking at the actual players that played, and I feel like we're a different team.
True.
So let's see here. Nerlens Noel played 16 minutes last game, gave us 0 points, 2 boards. He's not playing anymore. Kemba Walker had 17 minutes, 0 points, 2 assists. These are players that aren't like in the rotation anymore. And then even Obi's kind of been up and down the season. He played 11 minutes last game, 2 points, and he's doubtful for today. So it's like, I think this is going to be a completely different game. So although we're looking at the stats like kind of macro of like, hey, like defense, like how's each team playing? It's like we got different dudes now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's going to be a whole different game, and we barely lost, but not to talk down about our players, but if you add up all those minutes from like Nerlens Noel to Obi to Kemba, that's 44 minutes. And that was 44 minutes of like no production. So you add in Deuce, you know what I'm saying, and you maybe give more minutes to other players, it's going to be a different game. So I think looking at what each player did, like I think Mitch is going to dominate. Last game, the center for the Grizzlies, Steven Adams, he had 2 points,
right.
And Mitch wasn't even really like in the shape that he's in right now. So I think he's going to dominate. I know we're talking about pick and roll, but if you take Mitch out, we're really bad at rebounding. Like Taj gets like dominated on the boards, like typically by bigger big men. So I think Mitch needs to have a big game. He needs to be in there. I agree with Steph. I think Julius. I don't know if it's Obi being out. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's we're on the road, but this dude is a different. Since he checked Cam Jordan, like I'm loving Julius. He's like one of my favorite players to watch right now. It's like I agree with you, Sim. You saying it's the energy. I think RJ is going to step it up because obviously he's going against Ja. So really, the keys to the game is going to be kind of like the young guys, and if Alec Burks can have a good game, he had 2 points. I believe he had 2 or 4 points last time they played. So he was coming off the bench. Now he's starting, so he's a key to the game as well, kind of helping with the team defense. But yeah, I think it's a hodgepodge. It's a whole different we're a whole different team at this point. So
yeah.
I don't think we can
100%.
look back at it like that.
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
Yeah, 100%. I think Margaret Edwards in the chat, she said Kemba Walker started the last game, and that's not even happening this game, right? Alec Burks is starting this game.
Yeah.
So you're not taking Kemba. So. And, last time RJ Barrett guarded Ja Morant, and so Kemba, I think, was guarding Zaire Williams for a little while, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not happening.
And Evan Fournier had a 30-piece.
Yeah,
we were running the offense through him.
Yep. He's good. Yeah, 30.
So
yeah,
that's not gonna happen this game, right? Like I don't think so. At least we're not running through him like that no more. So yeah, I'm more worried about Memphis. Like they're playing a different team. Like they don't even know what to expect.
Right.
If it's Julius or if it's RJ who's gonna be giving it to him.
We'll see, man. Hey, great. What's your name? What's your name again?
Say that again.
What's your name again?
JT.
JT, appreciate it, man. Great breakdown.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
No,
Thanks, JT. Thanks.
those are definitely some great points right there, though. It is going to be a totally different game on the New York Knicks side, right? Because different players.
I'm glad he mentioned only a 30-point game though.
Yeah. AU said Ja is on another level right now. RJ or Deuce can't see him. Are you a Knicks fan or what? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Are you a Knicks fan or what? Like, come on, who you a fan of? I mean, we get it.
Maybe John Cena fan. Can't see him.
We get it. You know what I'm saying? We get it. But ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks, they play tonight at 8 p.m., right? So make sure you check it out. I'll definitely be on for the post-game show. So make sure you check out the post-game show. All right. Josh, I'll start with you. Predictions for tonight.
Oh, boy. Wow. On the spot, Tim. I think Memphis is a tough team, but I'm going to go with the Knicks. I'm going to go with the Knicks there. Call me crazy if you want. I'm going to say let's do 110 to 105. I think we close it out. I think we'll have a lead. I think they'll try to make a little bit of a comeback, but then we'll close it out with some free throws nonetheless.
Okay. All right. Steph?
Yeah, I'm going with the Knicks tonight as well. I think the train keeps rolling. No disrespect to Memphis, though. They're a tough team. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. We haven't talked a bit about Quickly, and I think he's had a lot to do with our success as well, just more people contributing across the board. So I like our chances. I say Knicks by 3.
Yeah, Steph, do you think the fact that the Knicks have to go with just 8 players is contributing to guys, playing better?
Yeah, you know what your role is. You know where your time, is coming. You're in the game longer. You're able to,
get into rhythm.
Get a rhythm. You're not look. I don't know if they were looking over their shoulders, but ain't nobody look under your shoulders.
Look to.
So I do, and I think that's why some coaches, Sim, do like tight rotations.
Yeah.
8 is real tight though, but some coaches do like tight rotations just for that reason.
Exactly. Yeah. Kev. Can't hear you, Kev. Come on, Kev. Come on, Kev. Get it together.
Well, I gotta have it on because you're hearing stuff from my thing, so I'm just trying to be respectful.
All you gotta do is hit the unmute button.
I get. Fine.
As long as you're not talking.
Word.
Yes, I'm. Another story. Again, salute to the chat, salute to the panel. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Josh and Steph. I think
there you go.
Tonight. I think we'll win tonight because of the way we've been playing. Of course, that will all change if they bust 20 points in the first, lead us by 20 in the first quarter. That can't happen. So, but again, I like the way we've been playing. My 3 favorite players that I've been liking is RJ, Mitch, and of course Deuce. I was getting a little bullish because they weren't really passing Deuce the ball and everything, but I'm figuring now he could just keep doing what he's doing as far as just disrupting and making himself available so that
it'll come. It'll come.
Exactly.
It takes time. It takes time.
So, but I just like the way we've been playing. I really think that for some reason I have the inkling that Tibbs is going to bring Deuce in earlier, than later. So just for the
he was playing at the first quarter, Kev. Last 3 games, bro. Yeah.
And I say again, I think he'll play. I think he'll get him in a lot sooner. All right, that's what I just said.
Okay. I mean, he'll probably get in. I think he'll probably get in with about.
He's just trying to bust my. Anyway,
5 minutes left or something like that in the first quarter because RJ's going out earlier now so that he can come in with the second unit. So
you know what? Also, I got to give IQ his flowers too because IQ's been playing a lot better than the one that say. Yeah, well, he was in a rut.
Well,
he was in a rut. So so that's pretty much it. How much we'll win by? What did you say, Steph?
3.
3. And what did you say, Josh?
So you're basing your opinion off of their opinion.
I'll say 9. I'll say 9.
All right. And, one thing, if you notice about Tom Thibodeau, when he gets someone new, they always start off in the corner, right? Someone new to the team or not that, that's not normally in the rotation. They start off in the corner, probably because that's the easiest spot for someone to, get ingratiated into the offense. And you start off there, get some kickouts, you can get some shots up. Slowly but surely, you start to see them get the ball a little bit more and move into more offensive sets. So, we'll see if that happens with Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, it happened with Cam. That's how it was with Cam, right? He started off people like, he's just going to put him in the corner, Slowly but surely, he started to find his way more, with the ball in his hands, out on the perimeter.
I just feel so bad for Cam, man, because he was just starting to really, do stuff now.
He started off in the corner, then he made his way out to other parts of the game. Andy, your prediction?
Yes, listen, maybe through midway of the season, I would be saying that if we could hold the Memphis Grizzlies to play the game in our kind of pace, which would probably be slow kind of game, we would pull it out. But when you look at this current team, I think most of our guys can flourish in a fast-paced game, unless it's, Taj Gibson. And I don't think he's, actually looking to score the hoop even. So score the ball, right? So I'm thinking this game might go the Knicks' way. And we're going to be surprised that, playing a fast-paced game like the Memphis Grizzlies is actually going to benefit us.
Okay.
I'm just curious if we are going to be able to score with the Memphis Grizzlies. We know that probably we're going to score more, percentage-wise from the 3-point, lane. But, the fast break points, I hope we can keep up with, in that category with the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
If we can do that and be close in the rebounding battle, I think we have a pretty good chance of pulling this game out.
Okay.
And that will be great to be still on this winning streak.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
That's a lot for us to be winning on the road, too. We had 3 road victories. That says a lot.
Yeah, it says a lot, but we got to win at home because we haven't been winning at home. So, But ladies and gentlemen, we're up out of here. I'll catch you tonight after the game. Let me see, the game is at 8. So, probably be on about 10:45 or so after the game. Appreciate your time. Be peaceful and later.
This is MBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.